I want to start with Dr. Gotabaya. Now, the upcoming election, whether it's presidential or parliamentary, it's going to be a kind of an unprecedented one because the issues are different. We are coming out of a financial crisis, and then we are tied up with these IMF policies, right? Where no party can reverse, right? That kind of a complex situation. Now, what will be the impact? Whether it's a presidential or parliamentary, how will it have an impact on those issues?
First of all, we must understand the current president as well as the parliament do not have the people's mandate anymore, right? Because this parliament was rejected at the Aragale, and then they went and did a even worse thing by appointing a person who was totally rejected by the people and rejected by not only by SAPP but also by the former UMP supporters, and made him the president. And only 114 votes made him the president. So that's not people's mandate. So president doesn't have a mandate, parliament doesn't have a mandate. So if you want to get out this crisis, people say we have done a lot of things, we have followed what IMF said, some stability has come in, let's grant it, right? But that's not good enough. Now we have to get into the growth phase as fast as possible because the growth is not coming. Exports are not growing, economy is shrinking. So to do that, you have to get the support of the entire population, the community, everybody. To do that, you need a government which has people's mandate. So in that sense, I would say you have to change both the president and the parliament. It could be the same president or same people getting elected, but you have to get the mandate once again.
A fresh mandate.
A fresh mandate. So I'm not saying this person should get the mandate or not, that's people's choice. But a fresh mandate is required for both president and the parliament. And then out of those two, according to the constitution, we all know it's a presidential election which is due, for which money has been allocated. And I think that election has to be held first before anything else. Then the parliament election can follow immediately. And then the fresh team, president and the parliament, as I mentioned earlier, could be the same team, I don't know. I believe it will be a different team, can continue from there.
But what does that mean for current issues people faced with, like tax burden, cost of living?
Yes. Look at what the current government is doing. Why I always opposed President Ranil Premadasan before President, he was Prime Minister, is he comes with so many flowery stories. But when it comes to grassroots level implementation, those things never get implemented. Between 2015-2019 period, he presented 10 different economic policies. 5 years, 10 different economic policies. He's continuing the same pattern. How many parliamentary the crown speeches he has given so far? Compare one to another and see how many differences are there. If you listen to those stories, very nice. Very nice, there's nothing wrong in that. But these things are not getting implemented. Take a simple example. Now, we know the SME sector of this country. 52% of contribution to the economy. Hard hit because of the high interest rates that were maintained 2023 periods. More than 250 businesses are closed. More than 1 million people are jobless. And more than 1,400 companies are sold on parate. So we were talking about correcting this now for almost 1 year. And the government also agreed. Everybody agrees. We had a debate in the parliament, both sides agreed. But today they can't implement that. They can't even get the gazette out. Right? So that's what I'm saying, the crucial issues, when it comes to implementation, this government fails. This is the problem with President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Not that he doesn't have a vision, not that he has an idea as to what to do. I may not agree with his policies, but he has certain policies. But when it comes to implementation, none of those things are getting.
But don't you think, Dr. Gotabaya, you are also responsible for the situation right now? Sindhu spoke about not even 1% Ranil Wickremesinghe is involved, but I feel that you are directly responsible because in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, that was the birth of the Vietmaga movement, and you championed that cause somewhat.
Of course.
And as a result of that, we saw 2019 President Gotabaya Rajapaksa coming into power, and he appointed majority of his members from the Vietmaga movement. You got a cabinet portfolio. Sarat Veerasekara got a cabinet portfolio. Chana Jayasumana got a cabinet portfolio. All of these individuals were from the Vietmaga movement. Look at what happened. I am telling you directly, you are responsible for what we are facing today.
I'm telling you directly, you're totally wrong. because Gotabaya Rajapaksa's first cabinet, none of us, the names that you mentioned, were there. It was all old hands. In fact, I was told 2 days before the general election, when Gotabaya Rajapaksa knew very well I was doing well in the Gampaha district, he phoned me. He phoned me and asked, how am I faring? I said, what do you hear? He said, I hear you are going to be either number 1 or number 2. Then he said, I in fact called you to tell you something, that
What did he
if
tell?
you win, I will not be able to appoint you to the cabinet. He told me 2 days
Very
before.
encouraging.
Very encouraging. Just 2 days before the election. Right? Reason. He told the reason also. He said there are so many seniors in the party. Basil and Mahinda wants them to be given cabinet portfolio. That is what happened. So you are totally wrong. He never gave the position to Vietmaga people. Read his book. I don't know how many of people have read. Right? My name is never mentioned. My name is mentioned in only one place, where Nalaka Gotabaya wanted me to resign. So I was not part of his cabinet, and that is exactly.
Are you saying you were never part of his cabinet?
I was appointed as cabinet in April 2022, and I resigned the following day. When he changed the cabinet, he wanted the seniors to be out. When he realized things are not going wrong, that is the time that he brought myself, Channa Jayasuman, and few new people. Too late, because now he mentioned about these numbers, right? By 2019, our ratings were down. We were on the verge of economic crisis, right? And we knew that. We were talking about that. But the 2 years, the people who advised him on economy, the names are now very well known. His own private secretary came and told who was advising him and guiding him on economy. And these people never took action. So in a way you are right, because that government also very much responsible for not preventing the crisis. But what I said earlier was the crisis was started by Ranil Wickremesinghe.
Dr. Gotabaya, you said that you all didn't get any portfolios, but if I may read this 2020 list, Sarath Pirasekara was sworn in as the State Minister of Provincial and Local Government Affairs. Dr. Nala Gotabaya was appointed as the State Minister of Urban Development, Coast Conservation, Water Disposal and Public Hygiene. Channa Jayasuman was sworn in as the State Minister of Drug Manufacturing, Supply and Regulation. Engineer Nalaka Bandara Kotteguru and Dr. Upul Galapathy were appointed as District Coordinating Committee Chairpersons for Mathale and Hambantota districts respectively.
None of those are cabinet positions.
Yeah, but
No, listen.
but positions in the
No.
government.
All of us have positions, no? This country.
I don't have a position in the government.
No. What I'm saying, everybody has a position,
Yeah.
but that position doesn't mean you're running the country. Who runs the country? The country's executive body is the president, the cabinet. State ministers are not part of the cabinet. State minister can't even submit a cabinet paper. We have to go through the cabinet minister, and in my case particularly, it was worse because I didn't even have a secretary of my own. I had to go to my cabinet minister secretary even to get a small thing passed.
So
that was the reality.
judging by that, we probably should do away with state ministers.
I was scared for a second. Did I have a cabinet portfolio or a government position? Thivaka, very quickly, just give me a share.
Actually, state minister. Let me add one thing. My personal opinion: state minister position is not required. If I have the freedom to appoint a cabinet, I would say cabinet ministers, roughly about 25 in my estimate. It's not 20, it's not possible, but 25, and deputy ministers. Because when the cabinet is not available, there has to be somebody to deputize. That's what you need.